luster to it. Really good. But, and I knew it, that was based on the oil and the shellac. And the oil was always going to be there, and the shellac was going to harden up. So it wasn't going to stay shiny, 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 shiny. But I could have improved that with a varnish, a solid coat of shellac, well, pretty much any kind of finish that you'd have in your shop for putting on wood. That's what I would put on it to keep it bright and shiny. That's what I used to do. And a couple of years ago, I ran across a guy. Now, you understand, since I had this stroke, I can't remember names. I think his name was Trout, but I can't be sure. But he was doing a demo in Waco. And he said, I'll show you how to use CA as a finish. I know I've told you this story before, but 6 jaybirds in the front row killed it for everybody else in the audience with, isn't that a lot of waste? Isn't it doing this? And can you shut up and let the guy do his demo? He did a great demo, even with the minute, and he convinced me that I could go home and put a CA finish on something. But I had to pay close attention to what he was talking about. So I came back and I did some pieces. You see the shine on that? Boy, that's got a shine on it, doesn't it? Yeah. Here's the problem with this piece. See that? Yeah, and then we do this. And you see that? Yep, you do. Okay. This had a soft spot running through it. And I put it on a machine and I hollowed it. Got it all shaped up, wrapped it in a towel, dropped it in a bag of shavings, came back the next morning and look at that. Got to thinking about it. You know, it really doesn't look bad. I can squeeze it between centers, spin it back out, sand it about 600, put some color on it, which is a red, and it might come out in a nice looking piece. Except for, where is it? It's there. There. See that? The acne of the wood. All right. I might get licensed for that. Okay. All right. Here's the deal. When I got all that done, I was trying to decide what to do for a finish. I had spray-on finish. I had Deft lacquer, Deft sealer, a high gloss finish. I had all these pieces and parts. But I had that thing in the back of my mind from Mr. Trout. I'm sure that's his name. Alan Trout, maybe. Some of these things come back to you. It's just like a fog out there. And I decided I'm going to go and try the CA finish. So what I did was leave the piece chucked up between centers, and I put a good coat of sealer on it. What was the sealer? Where is it? It is called Deft. There it is. Do you see it? Lacquer sanding sealer, made by Deft, D-E-F-T. Now, what about that? To me, it's the best sealer I can get my hands on. It's very much like what DeVoe used to put out as DeVoe Wood Sealer. Wonder Wood Sealer. The DeVoe Wonder Wood Sealer. We used that when I was in cabinet making for years because it was bulletproof. It was great. So I put a coat of CA on it, a sealer on it, and I buffed it out. Put another coat on it, put another coat on it. The last coat I buffed out off the lathe in my hands, in my lap, with a real fine piece of steel wool. Now I've got to stress that. Off the lathe, in my lap, in my hands, soft steel wool. Why that? Because steel wool spinning on a lathe is a really, really no. Do not do. I don't care if you did it before and it worked. Don't do it again. You're taking a chance. You're going to get hurt. Do I look like a guy who wants to get hurt? No. So do it off the lathe. Buff it out. Not too hard because you don't want to go through the sealer. Then you start the CA. And here's the deal. This is shop towel. I cut off a 2-inch ring. Just that simple. I get a strip like this. Shop top, get it at Home Depot. I didn't say the blue place, I said Home Depot. Wide up and make a pad. Just like this. And I show it to you on a lathe, but the lathe is dead and we're working on that. Then I'd put a couple of drops on it. When I say a couple of drops, I had somebody on the phone the other day said, I wanted to go faster, so I used a thicker one. Okay, if you want to go faster, buy a race car. Get out of the wood turning business, because there's nothing fast about the wood turning business. Okay, enough of that. This and a couple of drops of CA. Number one, you want to protect your hands. Put rubber gloves on. Good rubber gloves. Not the ones you steal out the wife's sink. And don't tell her I ever did that. And you do one pass. When I'm saying one pass, the piece is in my lathe. I'm going to spin it about 300 or 400 RPMs. Not 1,000, not 1,500, 300 or 400 RPMs. Got the pad, I'm going to go about that fast. I'm not going to go. No. Look at it. Straight across. Straight across. Straight across. Only one pad, only one time, and then you can refold the pad, and you may get a second use out of it. You may. But if not, you've wasted 1/5 of one sheet of paper towel. Can't afford it? I'll mail you one. Okay. It builds up. It builds up amazingly. But then if you don't have a sealer on right, you'll see some holidays. And I'm not talking holidays like here and here and here and here. I'm talking about holidays here and here and here and here. Because it didn't get to soak in. Or it went in. If you get those holidays, no problem. You can call your mama. It's alright. Steel wool, buff it out. Put another coat of sealer on it. Let it cure up, buff it off, go back to work again. Now you want to say, why would I want to do that? Because you're wanting a fantastic finish. You want to have one that shines like a diamond. You're not going for the upper end echelon galleries, and really I don't believe what that guy said. I mean, it's a personal thing, but nah. If you can't do it, you don't promote it. I haven't seen a whole lot of that kind of finish on that table ever. So, don't worry about it. And when I did do it, the guy said, gee, you can get that by dipping it in glass. Yeah, you can. Don't you want your piece to be the center of attention? Don't you want it to be sitting on a mantle at your mother-in-law's or your sister-in-law's or your daughter-in-law? And people say, wow, look at that. That's what you're looking for. When they say, thank you, this thing is gorgeous. That's what you're looking for. When you know you've done the best work ever, that's what you're looking for. So get out there, give it a try, follow all the rules. By the way, I use the thinnest super glue I can get my hands on. You can't save any time and you don't save any money by using a thick or a medium thick or all this other stuff. I used a thin CA, and it comes from Star Bond. Alright, I think I've kind of ranted a little bit here. Didn't I? Okay. With that in mind, I'm going to wrap this up. I think Mama's coming to get me some lunch. I like that. And we'll get back together again real soon. I'm Captain Eddie Castellet. Thanks for joining me as we've been out here in the shop making shave-ins. Take care. Be good.